Shalom, shalom, Israel. Most time Christ bless. Like today I just want to talk about something. It's gonna bring me back to the Bible, but it's just something that I gotta get off my chest because there's many times I will catch myself doing in the midst of sin and still go through with it and try to go back to the world thinking that nothing happened, and that's honestly utterly hypocrisy at its finest. But if you're gonna serve the Most High, serve Him with absolute loyalty. Do not zigzag like the Christians be doing. Oh, I know all about it because I myself was once a Christian before I knew this word. I used to question their methods, but I just didn't know where to begin. Because Christians want to say, "Oh, love God, do this," but the commandments of the Most High are done with. Only God, so-called Christ, did away with them. Man, stop with the hassle, but picture. What I want to say, if you're gonna serve God, do it with absolute loyalty. Because if you think you can just do this, then do that, then go serve God the next day, please, yeah, if I don't work out for you. The Pharisees tried that. Guess what happened? They did. Nobody remembers them. Honestly, the last time I even talked about the Pharisees was in Christianity, because once I started learning about the word, Most High's word, it was the 12 disciples, the 12 chapter of Israel himself, Abraham, Shem, Terah, just the big names are in there. For example, like Melchizedek, I will mention him one of these days, but I will never ever mention what you gonna call it, Christianity, whatever they has all about. But because they serve God like, okay, pretty much they serve God like hold up, please. Like a cricket line, like, you know how, for example, the LGBTQ, the so-called straight bi, yeah, the Christianity serve God like a bisexual man, goes both ways. Doesn't stick to one gender, but goes both ways. That's just a prime example. But like I was saying, they serve it like both ways without realizing, like, y'all, either you serve the Most High God with absolute word for word, or you don't. That's just how God says it. I myself have been in situations where I have sinned and went back to the word of the Most High. I have literally done that before so many times in my life that I wish I could take back, but it's already written in the book of life that this is gonna be told to me when I get judged. I honestly don't want to hear it, but it got to be said. It's gonna determine where my future's gonna go. I determine my future. God has the final say. If I did enough good, enough righteousness, or enough wickedness. I don't know, because I've done so much stuff in my life that I don't remember. God remembers everything. He's the absolute King. All praise the Most High. Again, all praise the Most High God of Israel. But yeah, like, and I also want to bring up an example. For example, like Enoch. Enoch would one day, well, like for 20. Let's say, this is an example. I'm not saying it's accurate, but this is how he did it. He will spend a portion of, like, let's say, a good 20 years with the human race. Then for the next 20 years, he's with God. Like, I know people think that Enoch is just a regular, just a made up character. Nah, Enoch is quoted even with like the testimony of the 12 tribes, which are written in this last book, the last books of the Bible. Like, they spot on. Like, I've actually heard people say about it. I even looked up this book. Are these accurate? And I went through it, and they are accurate. Like, it's ridiculous to like the book of Jasher, book of Enoch. They're accurate and they're quoted by the Bible. I cannot stress this enough, and I will bring proof of that in my next video when I talk about when I do a part 2 about the Ethiopian stuff, because it's gonna correlate with that. But because after Enoch was called to heaven to rule over the sons of man, because before that he was ruling the entire world, the sons of the world, because he was that righteous and that beloved by this world that he said, no, come rule over us. And eventually the sons of heaven said, no, come rule over us in heaven. Then his son Methuselah did, and so on and so forth. Eventually, you had Noah and his sons, etc., etc., etc. You have all that. But at the end of the day, like this man that more with God than he did with human beings, because human beings at the time were very corrupt. Like the giants, the angels sleeping with the angels sleeping with the human women. It's ridiculous. Like, yeah, if you're gonna serve the Most High, you do it with absolute just loyalty. You can't. There's no such thing as shortcuts here. We can serve the Most High. It's either straight and narrow, or pits of hell. That's pretty much it. Today I want to say shalom, Most High Christ the best. Stay in the spirit, and honestly, and to myself, I hope I pray the Most High that I also stay in the spirit, and also my brothers and sisters out there who will read this video, you stay in the spirit, because we are the chosen, and we are gonna be the ones that are dealt with by God Himself. The rest of the nations, God could just care less, to be honest. But He's gonna deal with us more than anything. But so I want to say shalom, Most High Christ bless, shalom.